I'm thrilled to be telling to you the story behind the story of Who Moved My Cheese because it means the book has now been written and is available for all of us to read, enjoy, and share with others. This is something I've wanted to see happen ever since I first heard Spencer Johnson tell his great cheese story years ago, before we wrote our book The 1 Minute Manager together. I remember thinking then how good the story was and how helpful it would be to me from the moment on. Who Moved My Cheese is a story about change that takes place in a maze where four emotion characters look for cheese being a metaphor for what we want to have in life, whether it is a job, a relationship, money, a big house, freedom, health, recognition, spiritual peace, or even an activity like judging or golf. Each of us has our own idea of that cheese is, and we praise it because we believe it makes us happy. If we get it, we often become attached to it, and if we lose it or it's taken away, it can be traumatic. The maze in a story represents where you spend time looking for what you want. It can be the organization you work in, a community you live in, or the relationships you have in your life. I tell the cheese story that you are about to read in my talks around the world, and I often hear later from people about what a difference it has made to them. Believe it or not, this little story has been created with 7 careers, marriages, and lives. One of the many real life examples comes from Charlie Jones, well respected broadcaster for NBC TV, who relived that hearing the story of Who Moved My Cheese saved his career. His job as a broadcaster is unique, but the principles he learned can be used by anyone. Here's what happened. Charlie had worked hard and had done a great job of broadcasting track and field events at early Olympic Games, so he was surprised and upset when his boss told him he'd been removed from these showcase events for the next Olympics and assigned to swimming and diving. Not knowing these sports as well, he was frustrated. He felt unappreciated and he became angry. He said he felt it wasn't fair. His anger began to affect everything he did. Then he heard the story about of who moved my cheese. After that, he said he laughed at himself and changed his attitude. He realized that his boss had just moved his cheese, so he adapted. He learned the 2 new sports in the process, found that doing something new made him feel young. It wasn't long before his boss recognized his new attitude and energy, and he soon got better assignments. He went to enjoy more success than ever and was later introduced into pro football's Hall of Fame broadcasters early. That's just one of the many real life stories I've heard about the impact this story has had on people from their work life to their life life. I'm such a strong believer in the power of my cheese that I recently gave a copy of an early pre-publication edition to everyone. More than 200 people working with our company. Why? Because like every company that wants to not only survive in the future but stay competitive. Blanchard training development is constantly changing. They keep moving our cheese. While in the past we may have wanted loyal employees, today we need flexible people who are not possessive about the way things are done around here. And yet, as you know, living in constant white water with the changes occurring all the time at work or in life can be stressful unless people have a way of looking at change that helps them understand it. And the cheese story. When I told people about the story and then they go To read Who Moved My Cheese, we could almost feel the release of negative energy beginning to assume. Person after person, every department went out of their way to thank me for the book and told me how helpful it had been to them already in scene and the changes going on in our company in a different light. Believe me, this brief parable takes little time to read, but its impact can be profound. As you turn the pages, you will find three sections in this book. In the first, a gathering, former classmates talk at the classroom about trying to deal with the changes happening in their lives. The second section is the story of Who Moved My Cheese, to cover of the book. In the third section, a discussion. People discuss what the story meant to them and how they are going to use it in their work and their lives. Some readers of these books' early manuscript preferred to stop at the end of the story without reading further than interrupt its meaning for themselves. Others enjoyed reading a discussion that followed because it stimulated their thinking about how they might apply what they'd learned to their own situation. In any case, I hope each time you read Who Moved My Cheese, you will find something new and useful in it, as I do, and that it will help you deal with change and bring you success. Whatever you decide, success is for you. I hope you enjoy what you discover and I wish you well. Remember, move with the cheese. Ken Blanchett, San Diego.